Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to the show. Everything is dead. Cloudflare has died. ChatGPT is not working. Good luck with your work and whatnot. I cannot work, so I may as well. My hair is awful. I may as well do a decent job or something good and bring you the latest bits for this month of November. How you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing great as per usual. Not much to say. Just a quick note before we rant before we get into Genshin. Mini Astra Wonderland is officially the biggest failure that Genshin has ever had. What the hell? What the hell is that? Why did you at Hoyo spend so much cash in a mode that it's not gonna give you any meaningful reward? That was a fucking fail with a capital F. Let's get down to business. Let's do something productive here, okay? And I'll see you fellas right here, right now. And as I was saying, now you can see my teams and whatnot over here. So, this is you got some shilling of the lunar reactions in floor 12. In here, it's just this abyss has been. This abyss is gonna be hard for totally free-to-play players, for people who don't have not cry reactions. But for me, this is gonna be a breeze. This may actually be one of the shortest abyss videos that you'll see. Let's cut the fluff. Let's get into business. These are the teams: an effort team and I'm a Wicca team. I'm gonna use the same teams back to back in 11 and 12. 12 gives you a 75% additional damage on normal attacks. It's made for you to pull for Arlecchino. Mawiga still does more damage, and the burst is still ridiculously powerful. And I'll try to do the new Mawiga combo. Don't expect the perfect version of it because I'm not good at it, but it's noticeable how if you do the click, 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 correctly, click correctly, click, click correctly, you will get more damage from it. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. So, time begins when I hit F. Here in the middle. Enjoy this run. And don't blink or you'll miss a lot of things. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You can do a charge. It was slightly shorter than expected, but with the charge attack you can just get there if your distance is correct. Let's go. Next. This floor introduced some little enemies here and there. Should have done that earlier, but to generate more deal. But Nefersitu is just so solid, so busted. The cryo did not apply. If the cryo applied, it would have been like a shit ton of damage. Over the millions, but it took a second more. You don't need it for this one. Last floor, so let go. Last floor, you can go balls to the wall with the bursts. No need to save anything else. And now this poor fella. There we go. Okay, next room, same teams, go. As I said, I could use Arlecchino. Yes, not willing, not gonna. Okay. Oh, I should not have done that. That was a mistake from my part. Because now I'm still not ready for this. There we go. Oh no. If you want style point, you can go to the flowers and use Laumazine. And then you still get a ton of damage in. Oh, there we go. Okay. I suggest you wait just a bit, as they don't load the shield. There we go. Please don't wait. There we go. Okay. Next. Yeah, careful with this. Yeah, that happened. That happened. You have to just deal more lunar damage than. Okay. Now we cooking. Although 5 charge attacks. Now this factor. One more round. Why is it? Give me some energy. Go. And go. Come on. We're almost there. What a pity that I did not do the last. One more. There we go. You can get it done in a single rotation, but that went kind of weird. Come on. No, come on, no, we can't. Could you just kill this idiot alright? There we go. Because now this do takes forever and a day to load. But come on, don't be an asshole. And 4 seconds. And we go. I think there's one more, or are we done? No, yeah, we were done. That was it. So just the be careful with the horse, the pale horse, the new boss from Notkai that you need for Never. The Herra, that's the name. Because if you apply too much Dendro as damage, you will get Dendro immunity, but what I suggest is going to Lauma or your Hydro carry, make it be a Qingqi or whoever you have chosen as her Hydro applier. Then move into Nahira for the Bloom reaction to trigger, and then this way you generate Dews, so Nefer can use the Dews with her E in order to deal lunar charge damage. So the Herra doesn't get Dendro immunity, because if he does, you're out, and this doesn't work. Those are the things I suggest. You can use Arlecchino instead of Mabuika, and you could use a Flame Steam for floor 11 if you want to, and the first half, not the second half. But basically, the Abyss is no longer a threat to you, or at least to me with my account and my artifacts and whatnot. So just a quick show up of what I'm working with. Let me come here. Nefer. These are the stats with the E active and whatnot. This goes over 300, and this goes to 83 plus 10 from Lauma's passive, so 93 crit rate. She doesn't miss the big hits, which is what matters. Her weapon, artifacts. This is the off piece actually. This is kinda iffy, but it does have a lot of EM and ER. The ER roll could be crit damage in my humble opinion. If I roll a Battle Flower, it's gonna go there, and that's gonna be that. EM with doubles and some ER, I would much rather these HP and ER go into crit rate and damage, but it is what it is. EM with doubles, this attack could have went into crit damage, both of them actually. So. And this is the helmet. I've gotten some other helmets, decent helmets, but this one has crit rate and EM. This HP could have gone more into crit rate because artifact slug. Not the top Nefer, but I mean with C2 she is dealt 300k over. I think it was 311k damage, so more than enough. 210.9, 210.6 actually. I wouldn't get these past level 6, honestly, because this doesn't deal damage. You want this for iframes. Since I got the C2 and I can get 5 stacks on the veil, is it worth crowning? No. Maybe I could raise it to level 9 so the damage is a bit more meaningful. Yes, but Nefer is charge attack all the way. You've seen me dash cancel. As soon as you see her leg sweep around, you can dash and load the next charge attack, and then you skip the animation. I suggest, as you did not see on 11.1, that you can get close to an enemy and hold your charge attack, so you can get automatically next to the enemy by her mechanics. Nilu, ton of HP, you need 60k, she has got 64. You don't care about the R, you don't care about the damage, you only care about her higher obligation, and the fact that with the key, this is the key of Kaznisut. Yeah, this is the key of Kaznisut, but you see it as the Abyss, not the Stygian weapon. This transfers HP, this makes you gain more HP, and then transfer your HP transformed into EM into the characters on use, so Nefer has even more elemental mastery. When everything is active, she is over 1300 or 1400. It's really good. The only bad thing about the Nilo Nefer synergy is the fact that the first time you trigger the 3 E's with Nilo, you won't get Seeds of the Seed, but the second rotation you will not have the issue because Nefer's skill is already active. Alternatively, you could begin the rotation with Nefer's E, because you don't lose the charges because they are tied to the deal. There's some time on it, but you can do the rotation and then go back to Nefer and do the charge attacks, and you will not lose the seeds. You will gain the 5 stacks right away. That's just however you want to play it. Weapons hers. She's using the moon set. 5 pieces. I could change some piece, but all of them are good, so that's good. I mean, Nilo doesn't need damage. The only thing that you have to note is the CC1, and this I picked from the event selector, because now if we get another rerun for Nilo for whatever reason, C2 is some pulls away, you know. And C2 is actually really good, because with the Dendro you will get a 35% shred as long as Nilo has her E swirling around her, and that's pretty nasty if you ask me. So this is fun as it is. Next, Nahida. These are the stats. The more crit rate and damage you get, the better, but the key here is to have over 1000 EM, as much EM as you can, basically. Talents, 10-10, because this is worth doing, in my opinion. C0, C1 is C2 is really good. And now let me double check. Yeah, it's the same. This was not here not long ago. Translated, this means that on Lunar Bloom you'll get an additional 10% crit rate and a 20% additional crit damage. Which added to Lauma's passive, which we'll go over in a bit, it gets nasty really fast. It's Nefer would have over 100% crit rate. You would need 50% crit rate on Nefer if you have Sichu Nahida. So you cannot see the level because my face is in the middle. Everyone is level 90. The only character that is level 100 in my profile is Flints. I cannot see, and I don't want to change it right now. But everyone is level 90. You can barely see the attack. You don't see the HP, but it's not the most relevant thing. The only one mattering is Nilo with 64.4. give or take. So we were at Lauma. Lauma has over 1000 EM, 61 crit rate, 150 crit damage. Some ER, I would like more, yes, but what you gonna do? By the way, Nahira, what set are you on? This is, I ended up mid review. Her weapon refinement 2 because one showed off instead of, I don't remember whose weapon. I just refined it. That's the end of it. 4 deep wood and C0 as I said. You cannot see it, but C1 is active, so that's because my face is in the middle. This is why you saw Nefer get healed, because when you make bloom and only bloom and lunar bloom, if you trigger Burgeon or Hyper Bloom or any of the others, this does not happen. But when characters generate lunar bloom reactions, she heals. So thanks to Llama being C1, you have a healer on a first team and you don't need to use a dedicated healer like a Kokomi or whatever. So, the weapon is hers, a lot of YAM and a lot of bonuses of YAM, additional damage, 40% for Lunar Bloom, a very, very complete weapon. She's running on 4 deep wood. I know, but we'll get soon enough another set, and then Nahida is gonna have this one, and most likely Lauma is gonna go into a new artifact set. So the damage dealer has the damage one, the support one, and then 2 support sets. If you have an instructor set, you can use an instructor set on Nahida, but in 6.2 we're gonna get a new domain, and that's gonna, I don't know if it's 6.2 or 6.3, but soon enough we'll get a new artifact domain, and then instructor set is off the table, at least for these not cry teams with lunar reactions. So this is done. We talked about this. 10-10. You don't see the skill now that I look at it. The E is at 10. The Q, the burst, is at 10. Level 10. And that's it for the Nefer team. And the Mawika team, you would most likely have seen it plenty of times before, but let's just make a quick run through. She's missing 0.4 crit rate. It's fine. 243. No EM, no ER, excuse me. Some EM, 110. Here you can see it. The weapon is hers. Artifact is her set. Pretty decent Mawika, not gonna lie. This is the flower, you know. Behind my cam there's actually a flat HP, flat attack, and this feather is crazy, by the way. This is the Sans piece, which I'm pretty proud of. Attack percent, you don't see it here. Pyro Goblet onset with EM, some crit rate and a lot of crit damage, which is nice on her. And lastly, the helmet. The helmet has attack, has 14 crit rate, which is nuts, and this HP. This was a 4-line starter piece. If all this HP would have been attack percent, bruh, I would have lost my freaking mind. Or even more crit rate. Now that I think about it, if everything went into crit rate, this would be like 20 plus crit rate, which would be nasty stuff. I would love to have infinite dusts but bruh, I would be rerolling artifacts all day until I got the perfect ones, but not the world that we live in. So C2 and talent 6, 10, 10. The 6 that you don't see right over here. If you leave it at 2, it's fine. Then the skill is the one that counts. It's double crown. You can see it's double crown. 10-10, and yeah, quite a powerful Mabuika. Who did we have else to show? Who else did we have to show up? Excuse me. Where are you? Sidlali. The HP is 17k, the attack you don't care. Sorry about that. 1000 plus EM with a weapon. Artifact is the hero set. The pieces are kinda relevant, everything is EM. EM and ER, the more the merrier. C0 and talents 10-9. The shield you don't see, the shield you can crown it to level 10, that's good enough to, not good enough, worth enough to be crowned. 140 EM, get as much EM as you can. Then Shilonen, you see clearly 4000 defense. I think that you need over 3000, she's got over 4000. Her weapon, just in this dire outfit, weapon outfit, it fits better in my opinion. Artifact for Petra to get the crystal, so you have a 35% additional damage. Here you have it, 35 additional damage, elemental damage. You don't see the skill, it's 10-10. The skill is at cap and the burst is at cap. C0 as you've seen, I would like C2, but at C0 she does the work that she's supposed to do, and pretty good at it actually. And last one is Bennett, but Bennett I may as well not even show him up. He hasn't changed ever. Weapon. Holy. It's still the Skyward, but with the dire look. For Noblesse, C5. Sometimes I think about triggering it. Not gonna do it. For now, not gonna do it. And yeah, the stats, the more the merrier, but you care about the energy recharge. Holy shit, my throat, man. So, honorable mentions. Arlecchino is useful in 12 second half. Mine still sits at the same stats that she sit forever. So, weapon, artifacts, still gladiator, C2, and 10, the normal attack, 10, 8, 8. There's no need to double crown, triple crown. The skill, the only thing that deals damage with the skill is the first hit, which is the one that applies the cross, I don't remember the name, but the one that you at C0 you have to wait 5 seconds. You do the rotation meanwhile and whatnot. But that's the only thing that deals damage. So if you leave the skill at 6, it's okay. And then the burst does deal damage and does regenerate more HP. The HP amount is fixed. You will only get a boost in damage, not in the amount of HP that you recover. So at 8 it's more than enough. Yeah, other things that you could use, as I said before, you could use a Flint's team for some parts of this abyss. Flint's really decent character, been having some kind of better luck, but he's still missing some stats. This flower is decent, not gonna lie. This is decent. maybe some crit damage, crit rate, excuse me, could have gone into crit damage. I do have some other flowers and some other. I should actually roll this one. But this has ER. ER is really critical on flames, because especially Anesthesia, because you require 30 energy to use the mini burst, and you require it twice. What I'm kinda bummed about is that I would have liked to have C1 for flames, because it makes it so that with a single E you can do 3 bursts, because it shortens the cooldown. And it also gives you energy, but weapon, it's his. I had to choose between the weapon and his C1. Tried to get C1, did not manage because not wishes, not enough wishes. But you know, what do we have here? Flower. I was here. This is the sands. I know this 2.7 is the lowest possible roll, but have 29 crit damage. It's attack percent. You don't see it's attack percent. 44 EM, which is good on him. If this HP was energy recharge, I would be better. Yes, but you don't choose the rolls one by one. So attack percent, crit rate, crit damage. My God. And crit damage helmet with crit rate, attack percent, and energy recharge. A lot of defense. It's the same stuff that I always say. Hopefully you get better rolls and the best possible rolls. Just wishing for the best for you. Flints, you can run him as I showed you earlier, but now may as well show you here. Sucrose for the EM boost and for Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. And then now we have Kokomi. Columbina will replace Kokomi hands down. And Columbina is gonna also be an off-field applier, so if you don't know, or you won't have most likely a set to begin with Columbina, pretty a decent consideration is to give Columbina the best catalyst that you can. Her catalyst is really good, not gonna fully spoil it, but it's gonna be really useful. And then give her tenacity, because an off-field, if you use her with flints, I mean the best set for Columbina is gonna be the 6.2 or 3 set. That's how it is. But to begin, Columbina will support flints better than Kokomi, because Kokomi's hydro application is fully dependent on where she lands the jellyfish. She can use tenacity, so Flint gets more damage, that's why I run her, but Columbina is gonna outright replace her. Excuse me. Talents, basically the skill is at level 9. You could, I don't recommend crowning Kokomi at all, you know. I have her because I pulled her for absolutely free. Cost me 0. I had like 20k primo gems because it was back in the day where I did not spend a dime and I had almost everything. It's the rerun era. It was the rerun era. I didn't need anything. I stacked primo gems and I said, why not? Sometimes I would have liked to have Kokomi, and it was just a freebie to get her, so I got her. So, not much to say about her. One last character that I could show you is Inefa. My throat, for God's sake. Her weapon, this is good because you get 40% increased electro lunar charge damage for all your characters, which includes flints. That's why it's a really nice boost for her. 4 Ps of the moon set, C0, C1 is it's decent, but it's more a support constellation, which does kinda end up stacking a lot. 50% additional lunar charge damage is considerable, and the C2 is a monster nuke, a monstrous nuke after the burst, which is pretty cool. One needs C2 overall. I would like over 60. We'll get more artifacts. I'm not having the best luck artifacts wise in the new domain. It is how it is. The set that she uses is the moon set, the support moon set, not the DPS set, which is on flames. And lastly, Sucrose, just to show everyone. Thrilling Tales, obviously, not looking good on her, so may as well give her the dire catalyst. Some EM, try to have as much EM as you can and a lot of energy recharge, because the burst as well as the E both give boosts, and sometimes the big enemies come with ads, and the ads are kind of slow, and Sucrose burst still gets them all closed and grouped together, so Flint's mini burst does a bunch of damage to every single one of them. And that's basically it. Yep, everything is raised up in 20, 20, 20, yeah. Okay. So, if you have any doubts, if you would like to see any other character in detail, feel free to sound off, comment down below, open for all of you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this quick run, because this was pretty quick overall. So guys, not much else from me. Hope you're having a good month, and I hope the closing of the year is very successful for you. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and thank you for being here. As per usual, I've been Karol the Kaiser, and I'll see you all in the next Stygian, or I think we get an Stygian before the year resets. Let's just double check that real quick. In 13 days. See you then in 13 days. Okay, fellas? And about Durin, I don't know what I'm gonna do with Durin. Most likely I'm gonna pull for him, because I've been researching about Durin, and Durin is gonna be really nasty. Not long ago I was asking for a new off-field pyro DPS, because the only off-field pyro DPS with real pyro application that we have is Mawika, and you want her as a main DPS, not a sub DPS. But with Durin will have two modes on his E, and one of them is for off-field damage, and the pyro application is really quick, like 0.25 seconds, if I'm not misrecalling. And that's really good, and it's gonna be a very damage heavy sub DPS. So Durin's looking pretty good. About his weapon, unless the weapon is absolutely crazy, I'm not gonna pull the weapon, because his weapon is the Skyward. No, not the Skyward. Give me where is it? Yeah, this one. That's his official weapon. Well, so unless the weapon is really worth considering, I'm not gonna pull it, because I wanna save for Columbina, and that's the bottom line. So during the character, yes. The weapon, most likely no. And Columbina, yes. And we'll see when we get there. We'll see what the constellations do. We'll see what precisely the weapon does, because I read it like once, and I just got the note that yeah, it's really good for her. But Columbina, you can think about her as a Furina, another Furina. It's a hydro catalyst, and it's gonna be amazing for not cry teams and compilations. But we'll see when we get there. I don't know if Nilo is gonna get replaced by Columbina. I don't know if you need Columbina in a Flames team, which might make more sense than having Kokomi around. Nilo is still a really solid Hydro player because the Hydro application is really quick and good enough that she keeps generating Verdandir for never, so still pretty solid. Yeah, not much else from me. Thank you for watching, and as I said, thank you for being here. I've been Carl the Kaiser, and fellas, I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Ooh.